Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. Today we will read Inkwell, Green Step, Class 5, Chapter 8, Let's Go on an Adventure. This summer vacation, Ashish's school organized an adventure tour to Mount Abu. Ashish also went to Mount Abu. Every year, his school organizes such adventure trips to encourage adventure sports. Ashish tries to go on all such trips, but sometimes his parents do not allow him. Adventure is an activity which involves risk, danger, and uncertain experiences. Many of us love being adventurous. The spirit of enjoying being in an exciting new situation can be called adventure spirit. The spirit of adventure makes the adventure lovers to explore deep oceans, high mountains, vast deserts, and even outer space. The sports which are full of excitement and thrill, and which are adventurous and hold the element of exploration and discovery, are called adventure sports. Surfing, river rafting, skydiving, mountaineering, and skiing are some very popular adventure sports. Let us now study about mountaineering. In simple words, mountaineering is an attempt to climb the mountains. Mountaineering requires a lot of preparation. Mountaineers have to undergo hard training before climbing. Full physical fitness is the key mantra. This trains a person to build his stamina. The following exercises that help mountaineers to train in a better way are racing, swimming, cycling, rowing, etc., as they help in building stamina. The climbers have to take food full of proteins, plenty of milk, green vegetables, pulses, and sugar are important nutrients that have to be consumed by them. Mountaineers need to consult a doctor before undertaking the adventure of mountaineering. A mountaineer requires 3,500 to 4,000 calorie intake. Mountaineering is an adventure and can be divided into 3 parts. 1. Scrambles, 2. Rock climbing, and 3. Ice climbing. Scrambles. This is the most basic form of climbing rocks, involving only the use of one's hands and feet without any special equipments and tools. Rock climbing. It involves knowledge of rope handling. A group of climbers climb the mountain as a team using nylon ropes. The nylon rope helps to hold each person climbing the mountain. The team leader, who generally keeps himself in front of others, he uses a chalk, a metal device meant for anchoring. He inserts this into the narrow clacks found in rocks. The rope is attached to the chalk by means of snap rings called carabiners. The remaining climbers use an ascender device that alternately grips and releases the nylon rope as the climber climbs further up. One climber climbs while another holds the rope to protect against any accidental fall. This technique of climbing up is called rappelling. Ice climbing. In ice climbing, the climber climbs rocks covered with ice. He uses the following to climb. Crampon. He wears specialized climbing boots that have spikes on the soles. These grip the snow and ice. Helmet. Mountaineers wear helmets to protect themselves from falling rocks. They also wear a pair of dark snow goggles to protect their eyes from the sunlight being reflected from the ice. Ice axe. This is also used by climbers. Besides these, mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders, sleeping bags, and many other items of daily use along with them. Note: Mount Everest is the world's highest peak, having a height of 8,848 meters. It is in Nepal. Risk and dangers involved in mountaineering. Mountaineers face the following risks and dangers while climbing. They include 1. Falling rocks and blocks of ice. Mountain rocks slowly break down due to various acts of erosion, etc. Due to this very reason, pieces of rocks and ice blocks often fall with great speed, endangering the safety of mountaineers. Falling of climbers. Climbers often slip and fall because of natural factors, including avalanches or ice cracks. A sudden flow of a large mass of snow or ice with great speed down the slope of a mountain is called an avalanche. Many climbers lost their lives when they were trapped and buried in avalanches in the mountains. Ice cracks. These are big cracks in the mountains. They are not visible as snow freezes on top. Sometimes, the mountaineers cannot locate them and fall into them. Altitude sickness. As we climb up the mountains, the atmospheric pressure decreases and the availability of oxygen in the air also decreases. Many climbers face altitude sickness. The common symptoms of altitude sickness are severe headache, sleeping problem, nausea, lack of appetite, etc. Weather conditions. On mountains, the weather conditions change very fast, threatening the life of mountaineers. Whiteout is a weather condition in mountains in which visibility becomes very poor. Thunderstorms may produce lightning. Many climbers are often caught in such storms. Avalanche. Every mountain rock is slowly breaking due to wind and rain. When snow breaks loose and starts sliding down, it is called an avalanche. They are the biggest danger in the mountains. Mountaineers training. Mountaineers cannot climb mountains without proper and complete training. Training includes almost everything, from choosing equipments, tying a knot of the rope, rappelling, to finally planning the expedition. The Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, situated in Uttarkashi, Uttarakhand, is the main institute where training is given to mountaineers. It was established on November 14, 1965, in the name of India's first Prime Minister. The trainees are given both theoretical and practical knowledge on how to deal with the hazards attached to mountaineering. They have to spend at least a few days at the base camp. In the base camp, the mountaineers are physically and mentally trained. They make several treks up the mountain and back to help their bodies adapt to the high altitude. Guidelines needed for an expedition. As students follow some guidelines for completing their school project, mountaineers too have to follow certain important guidelines before the climb begins. They have to check the level of their physical fitness, undergo a medical test to make sure that they can climb for several hours at a stretch, undergo proper training, make sure that proper protection is provided from snow blindness, frost bites, and sunburn. Some great mountaineers. Junko Tabei of Japan was the first woman in the world to climb Mount Everest. She achieved this on 16 May 1975. Sir Edmund Hillary of New Zealand and Sherpa Tenzing Norgay of India were the first people in the world to climb the world's highest mountain, Mount Everest. They reached on its top on May 29, 1953. Bachinhe Pal was the first Indian woman to climb Mount Everest. She hoisted the tricolour flag on top of the Mount Everest on May 23, 1984. Santosh Yadav of India is the only woman in the world who climbed Mount Everest twice. On May 10, 1992, she climbed Mount Everest for the first time. She climbed to its top again on May 10, 1993. Dicky Dolma of our country is the youngest woman in the world who climbed Mount Everest at the age of 19 in 1993. So students, I hope you all understand and read this chapter once again and do exercises. Thank you so much.